Even yesterday's interest rate going up by 0.5%. So I guess those with loans will have to accept that these hikes will keep coming.
That's the suggestion from the Reserve Bank governor yesterday, Maseko. And just remember that this relief that we got because of the COVID impact was quite substantial from the Reserve Bank. We haven't reached those levels of the interest rate being that high as yet. But you're quite right. That suggestion from the Reserve Bank governor yesterday that you could see more interest rate hikes. And the fact is that the interest rate is still well below what it was, as I said, when COVID hit. So let's just take a look at the movements. Even though we've seen 4 consecutive hikes from November last year, the governor insists, though, that we're still in this phase of accommodation. The bank can support the economy and workers by maintaining the value of the money, he says. And you can see from November last year, trickling up on this repo rate, now yesterday ending off at 4.75%. So, as I said, at where it stands, Maseko, at the moment, it's still not at the level we've seen this repo rate before COVID hit. So we're still in what the governor calls an accommodative territory.
So how does this then affect those who have, for instance, home loans of R1 million?
Yeah, it's going to make it expensive, and we thought we'll use that figure just to demonstrate exactly what it looks like. So let's bring that up, and you'll see that if you had a bond of R1 million on a house, and this was before November last year when the hikes in the interest rate started hitting you, you would have paid over a 20-year period. Let's assume that bond for R1 million is over 20 years, everything else being equal because things change, and you got your bond on 7%. At that time, it was prime before November last year. You would have been paying 7,753 rand. Now, you fast forward into this year, come May 2022, and we've seen that 4 consecutive interest rate hikes. That R1 million bond will now be charging interest on 8.25% as of yesterday. That monthly loan repayment then shifts from 7,753 to 8,500 or thereabouts. So it goes to show that even though, we're still in what the governor calls an accommodative territory, that swing from last year is quite a significant one if you consider what happened over the past 4 months.
It's almost R1,000 times by a few months, because it's not just a once-off payment, right? But how are the markets looking this afternoon?
Well, look, the rand, by the way, did take a little bit of a good showing from the interest rate announcement yesterday. Remember, interest rates, the higher they are, the more attractive it becomes for foreign currency, and the rand does gain. But for the moment, the markets are in a negative territory. We had this huge hit on this Richmond stock, about 11% down. Otherwise, all other stocks pretty much in positive territory. But over the sort of general outlook, the market is somewhat mixed. Rand below 16 Rand to the US dollar. Let's take a closer look at those numbers.